special meeting of the Emery Unified School District Board of Trustees. Following that, I will go through the special meeting. There's a special meeting agenda for this evening, and then move into our regular board meeting. Okay. Now, can I have roll call, please?
President Dice.
Present.
Member Moeller, Williams Moeller. Member Dwin.
Present.
Member Affelt.
Here.
Could you all please pull your mics closer? You have to.
Mike's closer. Did that work?
Members Simon and Kent Ash will be a bit late.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you. All right. Now, if we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
She'll have the irregular. She's putting it out. Right. Got the special meeting, but not the regular.
Member, Ms. Collins, could you bring what printed up to Ms.
Williams Moeller.
All right. We'll now move on to item C, approval of the agenda. Any changes? I think we're good.
We're talking about the
Special
Yes.
meeting. Okay. And at this time, we'll have public comment on this particular agenda. Are there any members of the public that wish to address the board on this particular agenda? All right. Thank you. So we'll now move on to item E, which is a discussion and hopefully approval of the request for proposal. The board did meet on last Friday evening and worked through quite a bit of the RFP that would be used in terms for soliciting search firm services. And so this evening, we were able to bring it forward from that special meeting last Friday evening. And what board members have in front is the current language. And I wanted to ask any board members if there's any comments, and I just wanted to raise that on page 2 under preparation of proposal. But you know what? That eye looks good to me now. I can't tell. Remember, I felt, do you see a different eye? For the second sentence under that first paragraph or under preparation of proposal?
It is.
It's not looked right to me. It still looked...
This should be office.
It does, right? Well, maybe that looks good. It looks good, man.
It looks bolded. It's bolded.
And you know what? Same thing in that second line under that preparation of proposal is must be in is the same thing. And then on page 4, non-discrimination, item 2 in that section. And actually, sorry, from a font perspective, the number 1 is Roman numeral 1, looks like, or I there.
Yeah.
That needs to be fixed. And then to strike 2, because there's no section, move 3 to item 2.
Yep, got it.
Okay. And I think page 5 was good. We have conflict of interest. That was fine. Page 6, under proposal requirements, it's just the font change, I believe, there too, for item 1, or I is there. So I think it'll be the number 1 in Times New Roman or whatever.
Space. Maybe a space between contract term, too.
Oh, yeah, that's fine, too. There's a space between contract term on that same page 6.
Yep.
And I think that was it that I saw. The dates were fine. I didn't see any problems there. Those were just my comments. Board members? And we, just to note, we did have legal counsel was involved in a review and language regarding this, as well as requested by the board, John and myself.
So the request that I had asked the legal to come up with regarding giving us the past clients that they've served and any individuals, okay.
It's under 5 on page 7.
Thank
Number
you.
5. Procedure consultant will use to disclose to the district prior recruiting searches involving
Okay.
any candidate that is screened.
Thank you.
What are you trying to get out again?
Just trying to see or have the consultant firm disclose any of past candidates that they have presented to clients and any candidates that they may have in their pool of a search. So it's just to kind of disclose that information. Okay.
Oh, but
Is my
there's-
mic on? Yep.
It'll turn green.
How's that?
Yep.
Much better. So I did have a few further edits. So on page 6, under did we get the one?
Yeah.
The font on the one there on page 6. In 3C, the word national seems very cramped. I don't know if there's a spacing issue or something there. The number 4 that we added on Friday, management of a community interview panel process, etc. It seems like that is one of the services that we want. We had proposed that to be a new H, as opposed to a separate number 4. Is that, I would suggest that's where we put it. So it's not a number 4, that whole thing becomes H.
Or I. Are we replacing H?
I think H doesn't belong as a service. I think that's another edit. H is a experience reference. It goes under 7. Right? Because number 3 there is about services. Experience in conducting nationwide searches. That is not a service. That is part of their experience references. So that should be like a E, 7E. You're looking confused, Ms. Tamery.
I got it. We got it.
Ask now, Ms. Tamery, since you're making the edits. If you're not.
It moves on to the following page.
Yep.
Page 7, item 7, it would go as E.
So the current 3H becomes 7E. And the current number 4 becomes 3H.
Right.
And 7 becomes 6. Correct?
Right. The numbers move up.
Oh, yes, correct. Right. The word decision-making, which is in the current number 4, but is going to be in the new 3H, it should be a dash connecting decision and making.
Can I suggest that these sort of formatting and typographical issues, maybe the committee could go over those with Ms.
We can't, this is it, that's why we're doing it now. The committee has gone over, and
That's
that's,
the danger of
Yeah.
my, all right.
yeah.
Okay.
And that I believe is my last one. Otherwise, I think it's good to go.
For the purpose of the public, I just wanted to point out, since our last meeting was not, it was a special meeting, and special meetings, we don't have a way to arrange for the televising. I think it's important, is this on?
Yep.
It's important to note that what we did, based on the community input at the last meeting, was to add the community process, so that we'll be going out to the meetings where people are already meeting, such as the teacher meetings, the PTO meetings, city council, and we've left it open for others if we're missing other gatherings, but we've left it that we're asking for them to budget 6 to 8 meetings for getting input as to what the job profile is. And then on the other side, that we do a panel at the end where, and we'll work with we've asked the consultants to advise us on how the panel needs to be shaped, that we have a community panel that interviews the top 1 or 2 2 or 3 consultants when we narrow it down, 2 or 3.
I don't know if we put a number to it, but we did say there would be a committee to...
We put it as management of a community interview panel process, so the consultants can give us what the state of the art in doing those processes. And we've left it to the consultants to advise us, and we'll see what proposals we get back. So I just wanted to point that out, since that was a question at the last meeting, and since I've gotten a lot of community questions over the last week about it.
Okay.
So on 3A, I think there should be a period after profile, because the other, I think G covers the creation of that, solicit community input to inform the hiring profile
What page?
on page 6.
3A.
Are you want to
Strike that.
strike the clause after that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. We actually had that clause in there before, we added that clause on Friday, before we added G, is it? The community meeting thing, and so adding G obviated the need for
Okay.
that clause
Okay.
in A. So that's why we're doing it.
Okay.
Perfection.
Makes sense.
Any other changes, amendments to this document? I know Member Bria wasn't here on Friday, so you're good. You're here now, so we'll catch you on the next set of documents for sure. But at this point, are there any public comment on this particular document or this item? All right. So at this point, you have all the amendments to it, and so as we hope tonight to actually bring this to the board to have that document with these amendments be honored with a motion and approval this evening to get this ball rolling. Anyone?
Move to approve as amended.
Second.
Any objections to that? Seeing none. So we'll actually be able to get this issued this week, tomorrow. So we'll start that process. And it is definitely the board's goal to ensure that everyone has that information as soon as possible, and get those special meetings that we have planned noticed well and often. That actually concludes our special meeting, which I will do now. And